Hi everybody, this is Lena, and my content is about colorism, and we will be talking with my mom regarding our last conversation about Haitians and our descendants, which come from Africa. There will also be a couple of people exposing their experiences with colorism. Some of them wish didn't want to show their faces, so you will be listening to some audio and group discussions. Hope you like it.
So, my name is Haley Manaya. The first question is, have you ever felt discriminated based on your appearance? In high school and growing up, I always had a fair complexion. I was always, a little whiter than other people have seen. And so with that, a lot of people, would make comments and be like, oh, like, how are you Hispanic and you're that white? Or how are you that white? Like, you must get red all the time. Just like always making comments about my complexion and how fair it was and how white I am and things like that. And then the next question is, what made you feel that you were discriminated? I just feel like just pointing, like them pointing it out, like it was something that I was already kind of self-conscious about, but the fact that they really just proved it in my head was like they gave confirmation that I wasn't going crazy, that I was of a fairer complexion than most white people, I would assume. But something that they would also say was, not only am I white, but I'm Puerto Rican and Dominican, and I can't really speak Spanish. I can understand it completely, fluently, but when it comes to speaking it fluently, I have trouble and I kind of get stuck. So that was another thing that they would say on top of me being fair. And how I felt in the moment was, I just felt, I felt like not only am I fair-skinned, I have fair skin, but I also felt like, there's this other thing that I can't do, which is speak Spanish, like I literally had those two things that, every Hispanic, should be able to have, which is, dark color or, speak Spanish, and I didn't have either. So it made me feel, kind of bad because I didn't, I felt like, I shouldn't even call myself Hispanic. And then the last question is, what would you say if you knew you are from African descent, and why? I think that if I found out I was from African descent, I would want to learn more. I think that it's, really interesting. I think that it would, be cool to see where I come from, even if it's from African descent or if it's not. I think that we're all tied together in a way. And if I learned that I was from African descent, I think that I would think it was really cool, and I would want to just kind of dig deeper, because I think that learning where you're from or learning where your ancestors are from, I think it's super important, but it's also kind of a refreshing feeling to be like, hey, I'm not so different than all these other people who think that I'm white, or think that I can't speak Spanish, so yeah.
Hi, my name is Jasmar. I'm 24 years old, and I think that colorism means discriminating someone else based on their appearance, the way they look, their skin color, and yeah.
My name is Manny. I'm 27 years old. I believe colorism, I agree with you, is when people judge you based on the way you look, the color of your skin.
My name is Francisco. I had an experience where I was in a hotel, and basically what happened, it was that they were serving the white people of color, and then the people that looked like me, dark skin and stuff, they was leaving me for last. So that's my experience.
My name is Glenny De La Rosa. I'm 21 years old, and I experienced colorism when I walked into a makeup department store, and there were a lot of white people around the store minding their business, and I was also minding my business. I walked into the store, and I was the one that kept getting followed around, me and my other friend, because of colorism, because we were darker, we looked different than the other people in the store.
So I had a similar experience to Glenny. I went into a pharmacy, and this actually happened multiple times. Every time I went inside the pharmacy, they followed me around.
I want to share an experience. When I was in high school, I was in a swim team. You know, swimming, majority is Caucasians that like to swim. So we was going to a swim meet. We was taking the train. At that time, there were some police officers, and they were doing random bag checks. And for some reason, I was the only person that got checked. And I just happened to be the only Latino as well.
I have a similar experience to Glenny. I went to a really high-end store for fashion. It was really big name brands, and the workers kept on asking me if I needed help after I kept telling them that I'm just looking around. And then I noticed that it would be two workers there hovering around me, and I just felt really uncomfortable because I knew that they didn't do that to anyone else. They only did that to me because I looked different. I look like somebody who shouldn't really be in that store.
I feel like it's actually worse when it's people who actually look like you. When it's people that is your skin color, or they are African Americans or Hispanics just like you, and they're the ones following you around and assuming that you're going to steal something from the store.
Have you ever thought about digging into your past and finding out your descendants, where they're coming from?
Yes, because as Dominicans, most of us really have no idea what our ancestral background really is, since a lot of our ancestors were either raped by white people, so we don't really know who those what that connection is. We don't know who our real ancestors are. We don't know where we came from. And in the Dominican Republic, it's very hard to find your background because they have a very messed up system. Mm-hmm. When you go to look for your documents, birth certificates and stuff like that. So all of that is basically just forgotten or lost history.
Yes.
Okay, so as far as I know, the invaders were Spain and Africa. So we only can choose from those two, according to history. So, and according to the way we look, it looks like we come from Africa. So what do you think about that?
Well, I'm proud of wherever I came from. I'm proud of who I am. I love my skin. I love my hair. I'm actually starting growing my hair because I just love the way I look. So I'm happy.
I agree also. And also growing up as Latina but being darker than most of the Latinos in my school, I experienced kind of a lot of bullying because of my curly hair, and now it's a big trend and everybody wants to have curly hair. So yeah, I'm proud of where I come from.
Awesome.
I'm proud as well.
Proud.
Would you teach your children about your history and where they're coming from?
100%.
Yes, for sure.
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
And
you.
thank you.
Thank you.